There's an interesting challenge in seeing the character of David with a few sort of human moral elements removed. I saw the movie described the other day as Captain America gone very, very wrong, which is kind of intriguing. I was thrilled by the script. As soon as I read this, I laughed a lot, and I probably shouldn't have done, but I wanted to meet the sort of madcap people who'd put this together. I realized that it was the same team who'd made You're Next, which I loved. Very, very playful film, within the home invasion horror thriller sort of world. It just went madcap with that, and I could see what they were trying to do with the action thriller genre, and also just the opportunity to play a role that I'd never had a chance to play before, and with the promise that I would physically transform. Adam was prepared to let me have a go at that. It's a very effective, haunting soundtrack. A lot of the music that ends up in the movie, Adam had in mind from the get-go, and there's certain shot sequences that he had planned out with this specific tune in mind, and he would almost act out how it was going to look, and it was very exciting to watch a guy playing a tune on his iPhone and walking around and showing you exactly how it's going to look.
31 these.
This film reminds me of a lot of films I watched growing up. Big Trouble in Little China was a big one. The Terminator films are obviously a big influence. The whole thing was such a riot to shoot. Those fight sequences are kind of, they were fun to learn, but they were kind of challenging, just physically quite shocking. I think David has, there's a certain kind of southern charm that gets him in the door, and it was fun to play with. The charm versus the menace, and kind of keep the audience in a sort of balance, really.
My name is David, Mrs. Peterson. I knew your son.
Well, would you like to come inside?
Thank you, ma'am.
Here you go.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Hey, do you know when Anna got in last night? I didn't hear her.
Yeah, I think I heard her come in just before midnight, actually. Car's in the driveway. Hey, Lukey. You asked any nice girls for the fall dance yet? That's a no?
I told you, Dad. I'm not interested in any of the girls at my school.
Don't worry. We wait till you get off to college. You done with your breakfast?
Yeah.
Let's do this thing. I'll see you later.
Okay. Drive safe.
Hi, Mom.
You got your lunch? Hey, don't go. Stick around. Be sociable.
I'm kind of tired. I think I'm gonna lay down.
Okay, suit yourself.
Hey there.
Oh, I'm sorry. I come in here sometimes.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Don't mind me.
But Alan, his name's Alan. He's only been around for like 4 years, but he's got a degree, so boom.
Too soup
Oh,
glue
no.
and no, well, we didn't do anything too bad to him. Well, we could, you know.
Hey, there you are. Anna, this is David.
Very nice to meet you. Caleb told me a lot about you.
David just got discharged this week. He was a friend of your brother's.
You know Caleb?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, and I promised him I'd check in on you guys if anything happened, so here I am.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. So, where do you live?
Well, I'm originally from just outside Louisville, but figured I'd head down to Miami or Pensacola, see if I can't find work as a bartender or something, you know.
Oh, what about your family? Are they still in Louisville?
Oh, no, man, my folks are both gone, and that's it for me. I didn't have a big family like y'all do.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Don't be. They died when I was a kid, a long time ago. I don't remember it or nothing.
Where are you staying?
Well, I noticed a motel off the highway on the way here.
No. You will stay with us while you're here.
Oh, no, I couldn't put y'all out.
Nonsense. We would love to have you. We have plenty of room. And in fact, you can stay in Caleb's old room. We insist.
Well, I won't argue. Just for tonight, though.
Well, I've got to head to the diner. It was really great meeting you.
Likewise, very nice meeting you.
Guess I'll see you later.
Bye. Can I show you to your room?
Great.
There are...
We didn't do anything too bad, no, but we could have, you know.
Hey, there you are. Anna, this is David.
Very nice to meet you. Caleb told me a lot about you.
David just got discharged this week. He was a friend of your brother's.
You knew Caleb?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. So, where are you staying?
Well, I noticed a motel off the highway on the way here.
No. You will stay with us while you're here.
Oh, no, I couldn't put y'all out.
Nonsense. We would love to have you. We have plenty of room. And in fact, you can stay in Caleb's old room. We insist.
Well, I won't argue. Just for tonight, though.
Well, I've got to head to the diner. It was really great meeting you.
Likewise, very nice meeting you.
Guess I'll see you later.
Bye. Can I show you to your room?
Great.
There are clean towels in the bathroom.
Good. Hey, wait, is that a CD you made me?
Yeah.
Is it done?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I can't wait to listen to it. You know, I'm sure you'll feel better about this whole thing soon, you know. When you get some perspective on it.
You took a picture of David's phone?
Yeah, I paid for a reverse directory thing to look the number up online. It said it was this unlisted landline of a doctor in Miami.
Sleep fur, buddy.
Delta 101 Bravo, take 2.
No, it's good. Set. Set!
I'm sorry, I couldn't resist that. What time did you say you have to be home?
9.
It's 8:30.
With all the time you supposedly work, don't your parents ever wonder why you don't have any money?
I make $7.50 an hour plus tips. You know how much they normally tip at a diner?
Not a lot.
Yeah.
No, you just let me know if you ever need any money.
Yeah, I prefer to earn my money what little I have.
So that friend of your brother's, is he sticking around?
I don't know, I hope not.
Oh, okay. Why don't you like him?
I do not like him. I don't know. I mean, you kind of knew Caleb. I know my mom and dad have been trying to move on. It's not like they don't have enough reminders in this town. I mean, hell, they've kept that bedroom like a shrine to him.
Yeah. I don't know, that seems pretty normal though. I mean, like your kid dies. It's like, that's hard.
Yeah. We just don't need a walking, breathing reminder of Caleb right now, you know?
Yeah, totally. Wait, come on. You can stay a little longer.
No, I can't. I'm already late as it is. No. But I'm sure we can find some alone time tomorrow at the party, okay?
Great. Okay.
David, can I get you anything?
Oh, no, thank you, Mrs. Peterson. I'm fine. Here, hit this. You ruined it. No?
No, I'm good, but thank you.
So that friend of your brother's, is he sticking around?
I don't know, I hope not.
Why? You said you liked him.
I said he seemed nice. It's not the same thing.
Okay. Why don't you like him?
I don't not like him. It's just, I mean, you kind of knew Caleb. I just know Mom and Dad have been trying to move on. It's not like they don't have enough reminders in this town.
Yeah. I don't know, it seems pretty normal to me though, like your kid dies, it's hard.
Yeah. Guess we just don't need a walking, breathing reminder of him right now, you know?
Yeah, totally.
I've gotta go.
Hey, wait a second. Wait a second.
Stop, I can't.
What? No, let's just hang out like a little bit longer.
I
Just a little
can't.
bit longer.
Can't. I have to go.
You don't have to go.
Yes, I do. I'm sure we can find some time at Christmas tomorrow, okay? Stop, I have to go.
Sine is the angle of the ship's anchor cable. So the cable is the hypotenuse.
Deleted scenes.
This was probably one of the most frustrating things to cut out of a film of all time for me because I really wanted to open the movie just showing like a huge scope of, you know, the location right
It
there.
actually looks
we actually
great.
even brought that tractor there. It looks casual, you know. Like, you know, I just really wanted to get like, you know, some real scenic stuff because I knew the movie was going to kind of zero in and become more claustrophobic, and I wanted to just set the setting right away. And also, like, right here, she's supposed to be listening to Death in June, which was a major starting point with me in terms of finding the music that I
So the
wanted
movie
for
would
the
open
movie.
with some kind of cool music.
Yeah, and then we didn't, because of this, we didn't end up using any Death in June in the film because it didn't really fit anyways. But, so, like, you know, like, this was a you know, kind of a sad scene to see go, but it really just didn't make any sense to keep in the movie, you know.
It's a very slow opening for a film that, you know,
And it really doesn't really go anywhere, you know. I mean, it was just supposed to show it was more supposed to be atmospheric, but in all honesty, we really didn't even get enough, like, the right coverage maybe even for some of it to make it fully, you know, come alive. But it is some of the most beautiful footage in the film, so, you know, just wanted to show it off. And yeah, and like I said, like, the part right before this, you would have normally been hearing like Death in June play in the final version, but we can't afford it for the DVD. So this is the original, the continuation of the original opening. There was another scene in between this. I just didn't want to include it, which had like Micah coming in and
she's
talking
arguing with her father and she's lying to him about being out late, which later you see that she's spending time with her boyfriend who he doesn't like. It just established a bunch of things that characters explained later.
And I hated that footage so much. I actually didn't even want to put in the deleted scene. So
well, it's that expository stuff where characters are telling each other things they already should know, and
But so like this is the additional opening, you know, like in the final version now you just see, you know, just a quick little moment of
it cuts right to Leland kind of saying goodbye to Sheila.
Exactly. And this just has like a little bit, we were just trying to set up a little bit of the, you know, the family dynamic a little bit early, but it turned out it didn't need it. And plus the blocking for this scene just never really fully worked. I think I just never really got it right.
Yeah.
So this is pretty much where it starts in the movie now, you know, like right Yeah, right here.
Yeah, in the script, I spent a lot of time kind of trying to establish that the family was like really damaged and wounded and not doing okay, and it ended up just being 100% redundant because all you need is kind of for a character to kind of say that.
And right here you can see this original version. We actually added a digital push-in in the final version. Here you can see that it just stops like that.
And then we had her hanging laundry.
And this was just boring,
Once again.
Well, right here we were setting up kind of like the whole laundry thing. And what's kind of funny is right here she's also like drying the clothes that she wears later on in the film during the later laundry scene, which would have been kind of a cute little thing to notice, but ultimately it was just
I can't say I miss it too much.
No, well, and also we just shot this because it was like, do we need to show like a little bit more of like, you know, the mom being depressed before I awkwardly sit her in a chair and like move the camera around her, you know?
Which I think is coming right up.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we really do try, and I think we've said this before, but we really do try to be really harsh, and one of the reasons it's good that we work kind of as a partnership is we can bring a lot of objectivity and you know, and try to cut everything we can. You know, where if it's not moving the movie forward and audiences aren't laughing at it,
you can also see
time to go.
By the way, this shot is destabilized. The final version is stabilized.
So Adam, why did you cruelly delete this wonderful scene?
Because it was actually too good and it made the rest of the film look bad. So, which is often why we do, you know, delete scenes.
Big problem with the scenes that I write.
No, like, you know, I always really like this sequence because it just, you know, immediately set, you know, kind of Anna's character in motion as like
the suspicious one.
Yeah, and you know, but ultimately, I think it was just too confusing, especially in it. You know, whenever you consider that later on in the film, the movie takes a huge detour just so that David can go buy guns, and I think it, like, you know, obviously David needed more guns than just a pistol, but it still, I think to a lot of people watching it, especially in the test screenings, it wasn't necessary, and also it was a little too early to kind of totally paint David as like something really sketchy so far.
Well, I just didn't like the way that it was just kind of right there under the pillow.
The blocking never really totally worked.
Felt a little
even this didn't really, you know. I think they're both doing great work, you know, but yeah, just something about it. Just I think Dan's funny right there, where he's just so like,
yeah, I like that dynamic. But I mean, originally her character was supposed to kind of have like much more like trust and kind of abandonment issues, but as the kind of David-Anna relationship becomes in some ways more seductive, it just didn't add up to much. It's like, is he her surrogate brother? Is he trying to kind of flirt with her? I think it was better to make the choice that she's just more like suspicious of him because he clearly has issues than because she found a gun. Oh, and then we showed a football game.
That shot was out of focus. That's why that was actually cut.
Yeah, that was a little soft.
He's got a degree.
So with this sequence, I just wanted to illustrate kind of like what we do whenever we're cutting down our movies and trying to, you know, cut it to its core, you know, and this scene, I picked it because it highlights, you know, the subtleties in editing in a really good way, because ultimately, you know, it's like almost a minute shorter, I think. But all it's doing is cutting just a few lines, and it's just trimming the takes just a little bit. But you can see how much a scene can change just by like small alterations, and you know, and we work really hard at doing this and trying to keep our films as tight as possible. So I thought it might just be kind of interesting for people to see that process in motion. So this is the longer version. Like this stuff right here wasn't in it. There's just a little bit more David backstory here, which, you know, initially whenever you're going into a sequence like this, you think maybe the audience is going to need this. So
yeah,
you know, like, so you try to give them everything you can, and then after the fact, sometimes you realize that you gave them too much or that it wasn't needed, and you just needed to kind of keep the momentum of the film, which is oftentimes more important than anything else.
I don't like to think of my dialogue scenes as having fat on them so much as just being like well marbled. And then in the editing room, but it really was, with this scene in particular, it really was a process of like, can we cut this line?
Yeah.
And then Adam would like you know, do a couple tricky things in Final Cut, and then we'd be, oh yeah, that works perfect.
What's also great about getting to this point in the process of our editing is that, you know, at a certain point you just get so sick of the movie anyways that you're just like happy to cut out stuff that bothers you, or that you get like, or if a scene like you just instinctively feel is too long, it's like, you know what, let's just cut it down, let's just cut it out, let's just get rid of all this stuff. And it's very cathartic once you finally get to that point where the scene is just slimmed down to its core, and right here this is the final version, and I just wanted to to put it on here just back to back so you could watch it in quick succession.
It is a lot of subtle trims. Yeah, I mean, I think if you're too in love with your footage, that's a problem. Because the viewers aren't going to be as in love with your footage as you are. They're not going to know how long it took to get a shot or how funny that actor's performance was on set. They're coming at it, and you have to win them over. So I think the way we approach these things of just like seeing how much we can cut and still have the scene's basic emotions and narrative beats work is, will continue to be our approch.
Well, and you can see how just like minor cuts really shape performances in an important way.
Yeah,
too,
Micah's way more likable in this version because she's more reacting to kind of the absurdity of him being there, and she's not drilling.
Yeah, and
him
just
as
even
much.
having like less cutting back and forth and everything else. I mean, like the movie's already. I mean, the scene's already drawing to an end, whereas before it was kind of in the middle of it.
And that insane neon pumpkin still registers.
Yeah. And in movies, it really is just about like, it's always about pacing,
Great. There are clean towels in the bathroom.
Now, I do actually kind of miss this scene because it did always make me laugh, and but it never got a huge laugh when we showed it to other people. When we showed it to audiences, and it did,
Yeah, again, it's just a pacing.
It's
just a pacing thing, It's like this scene is already long enough, and this beat right here is already cute enough with Dan's reaction. He's really funny there, and ultimately we didn't need this extra little peek in, but it is a fun little moment here.
Yeah, that's the only deleted thing is this little moment right here coming up where he kind of startles her and shuts the door. And I always did think it was funny, but you
Well, and Dan just plays it perfectly, just swooping in.
He's so good right here. Yeah. And his little final moment with the CD, but that's really it. When you show a scene to audiences, if it doesn't get the right response, which we wanted that to be a big laugh, and people weren't laughing. And
it was very consistently not working too. And also, you'll see this cuts to originally. This was also edited before we had the KPG office stuff. So normally it'd be cutting to Lance's, but right here, this is how it used to go. And
yeah, I mean, you have to trust your viewers. You're making the movie for them. So if they're not into it, cut it.
Unlisted landline of a doctor in Miami.
So this is the first and only practical joke I've ever done on any of our movie shoots. Normally we just don't have the time, but and this is also the only time you get to see this room. This was actually originally in the film, but this is an alternate take of it where we just decided, like, because those are just real guys in masks pretending to be fake clowns, which they don't actually look fake at all.
Which Micah did not know.
And I just told them before we shot this to just scare the shit out of her. And she is authentically terrified for just a moment there and quite angry.
Lance is quite pleased.
her mom, I think, was a little mad at me for that. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist that. So this is another sequence where we're putting our ass out there and showing
scene.
You our major disappointments. This was actually the second scene we shot of the entire movie. The first scene with Micah and Chase and everyone else, and also our first interior. And you can just kind of see that I had no idea what I was going for in this sequence. Like the set design is really cool in here, so that's the main reason why I put it. And I also just wanted to show, just like how, like we were able to kind of fix this issue and what the problems were. But
yeah, so yeah, and we're showing you our kind of hasty solution to this. Also, we'll follow this kind of version of the scene, which we all just like it wasn't working when we were shooting it, and then you did a couple cuts of it.
And I felt like there were so many scenes inside houses and stuff prior to this that we were just cutting from one house to another, and I just felt like I wanted to like get out of this house, and that's why we ended up switching it over to a swing set. Instinctually, I wanted to remember. I really wanted to shoot this sequence in a cemetery, but it turns out New Mexico cemeteries all look boring. They're not like
they don't look like
they're really
they're
small usually, and they're flat, and the tombstones aren't elaborate really.
And it's tough to get permission to shoot there because you're desecrating people's ancestors and whatnot.
Yeah, and you might notice also that the time code goes upside down a couple times during this moment, and that's because the Steadicam was in low mode, so it was actually swung upside down while we were shooting this.
But you
and
edited,
then flipped over.
I mean, the way, unfortunately, we've never really had like an amazing kind of like editor to work with during production. So you ended up doing a couple cuts of the scene, trying to see if we had it, and then just being
what
like,
I did
"Guys,
is I felt really insecure about this scene, and like the assistant editor was never able to figure it out. So I went in there to definitively figure out for myself on one of our off days, and I put this together. Just kind of hastily put it together, and it just sure enough absolutely did not work. And I mean, and the problem is like I wasn't really like totally, I didn't have the stylistic tone down for the film yet, especially just in the simple way of shooting it. By the way, this is the final version. Nothing different about this than the original or the final cut, but you know, if you watch that sequence, you can just see that. You know, like I'm just like shooting everything I can. Like there's so many like angles in that room for no reason for such a small scene, and I should have just made it more concise, which is what I ended up doing here. I mean, this is basically just a few shots, you know.
Well, and this came about because the dolly broke one day, and we ended up having to hang out on this playground for like 3 hours while they fixed it. And you were like, you know, we should just do this. Like it had been kind of conceived like in the van now. Maybe it was going to be in Zeke's van, and Tom was even dressing the van, and you were like. You know, we should do it on the swing sets. I was like, that's a great idea.
Well, and I felt it's kind of nice because it immediately illustrates like, you know, like the Zeke relationship as being this kind of like innocent sort of thing. It's, you know, because we really wanted to push the point that the Zeke relationship was nowhere near as ominous as the parents thought it was. And so it's literally having them on a playground, and it's also kind of, I feel like, representative in some ways of Anna's like. Kind of immaturity to a certain degree, her like stasis in this small town, and you know, and her point in her life, you know, due to their family tragedy and all that.
Yeah, I mean, I always just wanted to do a scene on like a playground with the equipment and stuff, and we were posting like Twitter photos of us like hanging out because we were just bored out of our minds while the equipment was broken. Everyone thought we were like having fun or something, but we definitely were not. And then people were like, they're shooting something on a playground. I was like, no, we're not. We just happen to be on one. And then sure enough, we did actually end up shooting something on a playground. And it looks great. I mean, I really... And because Chase and Micah hadn't had the entire shoot now to kind of like figure their characters out and figure out,
and
you know,
even just
their
get
chemistry.
to know each other too. You know, this was literally the very last thing we shot in New Mexico. So we really knew what the movie was at this point, which is why this scene just has so much more confidence.
Chase is a lot funnier, you know, because he kind of figured out that, and and there we go.